A new engine is here and it is killing all the competition. To be honest, we haven't seen anything like this, because this is not something like an alternative fuel or one of the new modern and complicated engines. It has a high power output that shames even the big dogs in the game. Simplicity is the core principle, and even a toddler can understand how this thing works. So is it even a surprise that it is the best engine? Feast your eyes on this slick marvel, the ultimate game-changer in engine technology. They call it the INN engine, a nod to its status as the innovation engine straight out of Granada, Spain. A compact yet immensely powerful engine that defies all expectations. We're talking about a single-stroke engine, a powerhouse that seamlessly blends the best features from various engine types to create something truly extraordinary. This engine isn't just some new cool innovation, it's rewriting the rulebook on what's possible in automotive engineering. Now, what sets this engine apart from the rest? This isn't your run-of-the-mill one-stroke wonder, it's more like a turbocharged two-stroke titan, although they labeled it as a one-stroke engine. Combustion and exhaust tag team in the first stroke, followed by intake and compression in the second. It's a powerhouse duo that's turning heads in the automotive world. In simple words, the INN engine is a game-changer. It tosses aside traditional cams and valves, opting instead for a direct injection approach. And even though it's not your everyday one-stroke engine, its two-stroke hustle is seriously impressive. With a mind-blowing 120 horsepower unleashed from a mere 500 cubic centimeters of displacement, this engine packs a serious punch. And the best part? It does all this while weighing in at just 35 kilograms. It's like having a racing car engine in the palm of your hand. And the crazy thing is that this powerhouse has already proven its mettle in the real world, undergoing rigorous testing in a Mazda MX-5. That's right, folks, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky concept. It's a real-life innovation that's ready to take on the road. How cool is that? But the question now is, can it handle the grind of daily driving with the same durability? Sure, this engine might deliver some serious power when you rev it up to those high RPMs, but what about everyday performance? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for innovation and pushing the boundaries of automotive technology, but let's pump the brakes for a second and take a closer look. Again, don't get me wrong, this engine's got some cool features and potential, but let's keep it real, folks. There's still some testing and proving to be done before we crown it the king of the road. We need to know that, so we looked at the plans carefully, and the INN engine didn't disappoint. It has 8 pistons lined up in an oppositional stance, and instead of your typical cylinder head and crankshaft setup, this engine rocks a funky, wavy component. These pistons ride on rollers, gliding along this wavy surface. When the magic moment of combustion happens, it's like a symphony of power. The pistons get a nudge, which sets off a chain reaction, and bam! We've got torque galore shooting out from both ends of the engine. It's like pure automotive poetry in motion. And get this, with its sleek design, this engine opens the door to a whole new world of possibilities. We're literally looking at the most incredible four-wheel drive machine, conquering every terrain like a champ, all thanks to the genius design of this engine. No cylinder head, no cams, no valves, just pure, unadulterated power and simplicity. But hey, we're just scratching the surface here, folks. There's a whole lot more to unpack with this revolutionary technology, because when it comes to the in-engine setup, it's all about the opposed piston design, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. In your run-of-the-mill engine, the combustion chamber just sits atop the piston, soaking up the heat without contributing much else. But with this setup, they've got pistons on both sides of the chamber, making sure every bit of energy gets put to good use. It's like having 2 powerhouses working in perfect harmony. But now you're probably thinking, how does this engine even breathe without those trusty valves? That was my first question too. It's like watching a perfectly choreographed dance routine. Intake and exhaust ports work hand in hand with the pistons, ensuring that air flows smoothly in and out. Add in a fuel injector and a spark plug, and you've got combustion hotter than a summer day in the desert. But there's a whole other level of this tech wizardry. Ever heard of scavenging? By opening both the intake and exhaust valves at the same time, it creates this mini vacuum that sucks in fresh air. It's kind of like hitting the reset button with every cycle, ensuring it is revving up for peak performance every single time. Think of it like having a direct injection two-stroke engine, but without all the usual headaches you'd expect from a typical two-stroke setup. That is what makes it so darn impressive. The one major perk is that now we can truly say goodbye to oil-burning headaches. They've cracked the code to keep that oil separate from the combustion chamber, and let me tell you, that's seriously impressive stuff. Imagine having this on your car instead of those sophisticated and really complicated modern engines that even experienced mechanics can't fix. Let's be honest, when this thing comes to our doorsteps, everything will change. And let's not forget that the application of this could be on so many other things than just cars. Everything with an engine could possibly be rocking one of these in the near future. That is just amazing. But wait, there's more. This bad boy can tweak its compression ratio on the fly, and it's as easy as turning a knob. With these wavy components doing their thing, you can dial in the perfect compression for any situation. Do you want a high RPM with low compression for that extra kick, or a low RPM with high compression for max efficiency? Well, now we can have any on the go. It's like having the best of both worlds, all packed into one sweet mechanical setup. Plus, thanks to that opposed piston setup, you've got primary and secondary balance that's smoother than a freshly paved road. Unlike your typical engines, it ditches those pesky connecting rods that tend to stir up vibrations with all their back and forth action. Instead, the INN engine opts for rollers gliding over a lobed circular plate, creating a seamless dance that eliminates any unwanted shakes. This fresh approach doesn't just promise a smoother ride, it also amps up efficiency and overall engine balance. But why isn't everyone jumping on the INN engine bandwagon? Well, change isn't always easy. The old rod and piston design has been holding down the fort for ages, and folks are hesitant to switch things up. Plus, when it comes to torque, the traditional setup still holds the crown. That crankshaft is like a magic wand, turning combustion into pure torque, even at low RPMs. The INN engine? Well, it's more like a series of quick bursts, which might leave you wanting more power. I'm not saying that the applications are limited. No, it's just that this engine might be well suited for something that we haven't talked about. You see, this is the go-to solution for drone enthusiasts and professionals alike, especially crafted to meet the demands of drone applications. Picture this. You're in the middle of aerial surveying, or perhaps you're in the midst of an intense emergency response situation, or even contributing to vital environmental monitoring efforts. The INN engine steps up to the plate, offering lightweight yet robust power, the very lifeline for prolonged flight sessions. Say goodbye to the days of short-lived drone adventures. With the INN engine's ultra-light generator tech on board, drones can soar through the skies autonomously for hours on end, not just minutes. It's a game changer, really. At the end of the day though, this engine's still got some tricks up its sleeve. Despite all the fancy tech and unconventional design, it still follows the same basic principles as your run-of-the-mill engine. So while it might turn heads with its flashy features, it's still got to earn its stripes on the road. So if you ask me, the real question is, will it be profitable for mass production? Because if you think about it, lately we've seen so many new types of engines that have been making a lot of buzz online, but all of them don't make it to mass production. The closest thing we have right now is Honda's hydrogen engine, and let me tell you that one is on another level, truly unique in its own way. It uses hydrogen as fuel and emits zero carbon. It is truly what the whole world is waiting for. Governments have been trying to find something that can achieve this. Just look at the incentives for EVs, and this is way better than that. But if you want to know more, then check out our channel, because we already made a video on it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.